Hi, are you a disabled person living in Camden? Would you like to solve problems and develop your leadership skills? Then now's your chance to join Camden Disability Action's leadership programme. I'm Alex Hendra, I'm the coach on the programme, and this is Quilias and Joy, who've both been on the programme for the last year.
Hello.
Hi.
Quilias and Joy, can you tell us a bit more about what the programme's all about? Quilias, do you want to go first?
Yeah, there are 6 people originally, and we all pick something that we would like to change that is based around disabled people, like something that happens with disabled people that shouldn't happen, that we really want to change. And we all go off and do our own thing, but we come back and talk about it with each other, and we get lots of help to try and make it happen, like taking small steps which lead to big steps and bigger steps, and then eventually like lots of things happen, and it's really, really good.
Fantastic. Joy, do you want to tell us a bit more about like what actually happens on the programme, what you get offered?
Sure. Well, we've had 3 training sessions at the start about what leadership is and what it entails and how to run a change project. And I've learned quite a lot, really, even though I've had a lot of working experience in the past. There are still things that I didn't know, and it's been very helpful to me personally. If we need it, we get support, with access needs or anything else that we might need. And every month we meet on Zoom and discuss things with each other and share ideas and tips. So yeah, it's good.
Cool. And can you tell us what you've most enjoyed about the programme so far? Quilias?
Yeah, the thing I've most enjoyed about the program would be the fact that I have a lot of ideas, and they're becoming not just ideas anymore, they're becoming actually things that are happening, and that's quite satisfying. And then more people knowing about your experiences that would often like no one would know about, because there's never a place to talk about it. It's quite good. And having lots of people around you, like 6 or more people around you to talk about all these personal things is really, really good. And helping other people with their own change ideas as well, because they're all related to each other.
Yeah, fantastic. What about you, Joy?
Well, there's a number of things that I've enjoyed, but I think initially it was the idea of being able to meet with other people, particularly in the current situation of being in lockdown, and the opportunity to meet them and to be stimulated by something other than anything to do with the pandemic, yeah, and I think. I think that's the main thing. I think for me is learning new things. It's always important to learn new things and share ideas with others.
Great.
Yeah.
So our first 6 leaders, including Quilias and Joy, have been on the programme for a year, and now we are hoping to recruit 6 more disabled people from Camden to join our current leaders on the programme. And those 6 leaders are going to join people who've started their projects, Quilias, Joy, and one other leader called Anna. So Quilias and Joy, I'm going to ask you to tell people a bit more about your actual project. What are you trying to change? Quilias, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So mine is about education for disabled people. How a lot of disabled people and children, they don't get a very good education in school, and they get mistreated, and they don't get qualifications that reflect their abilities, because everything's gone wrong. A lot of bullying and stuff like that. And my idea is mostly about having someone in the school that knows about all these problems that happen and can find ways to solve them, to help them into jobs, and lots of disabled people struggle to get jobs because of prejudice, and schools at the moment don't deal with that at all or address it at all. And I wanted to change that because a lot of these problems happen to me and the people I know, and mine is all about the transition period between education and the everyday world, whatever someone wants to do, whether that's college, university, or job, the transition period, and people with unique situations. So basically, something that's a bit different from just GCSE, A-level, university. Or if you wanted to go that route, how would someone help you do that in your own unique way, based on the difficulties that you might have with your disabilities?
Fantastic, really interesting project, and I've already heard you talk about such amazing ideas for how to put that into action. So what about you, Joy? Do you want to tell a bit more about yours?
Sure. Well, I want to improve the way people are supported when they leave hospital. At the moment, well, prior to the lockdown, and I'm sure since the lockdown, since the pandemic, it's kind of a very prescriptive approach and tends not to take into account individual need. And that's really about the core of it, that they need to kind of put that person who's had that experience and now needs support at home at the forefront, at the core of what support they need. And that means, maybe looking at other ideas than what has been hitherto. But in order for that to be achieved, I think it's a question of being able to work with the professionals who are the providers of these of the support, and obviously that's a variety of providers that you may need upon discharge from hospital. But primarily, I suppose it comes under the umbrella of the NHS and social services, but looking at it in a more co-productive way.
Yes, and that's what I think is so important with all your projects and the other leaders, is that idea that as disabled people, you decide, you work out the best solutions. So the other person who's looking for new leaders to join her is Anna, who couldn't be with us today. And Anna is working on a Go campaign. She's trying to persuade local venues to be more accessible for people with mobility impairments. She's a wheelchair user and she's fed up with how hard it is to get into ordinary places like local pubs and venues, so that she can enjoy live music, just a pub lunch. So she's looking for disabled people who share her love for getting out and about and who want to make sure disabled people can enjoy the same experiences as anyone else. And she wants people who are good at talking to people and people who are persuasive, or people who are good at using social media, because those are skills that she would like support with and a team around. Quilias and Joy, are you looking for anything in particular? Any particular skills you want to see in a person? Things you want them to be able to do?
Yeah, I'm looking for someone who feels really, really comfortable around people with disabilities. It doesn't become awkward, because that does happen with some people. I'm also looking for someone who's got a personality of someone that's quite happy and helpful and likes to talk a lot, has lots of ideas. I would also want someone that's good at social media, because that's one thing that I really need help with making eventually. Just someone who would see me and other people on here as just people and not think about people's disabilities would be really, really good.
Cool. What about you, Joy?
Obviously somebody who's into research and feels comfortable with contacting professionals, also equally being able to feel comfortable talking to other people in the general public, as it were, shall we say. And so really a cross section of being able to being comfortable with people generally, and obviously it'd be useful to have computer skills, and maybe even bring me up to speed on some things that, you know, if they're kind of savvy, kind of media savvy type, you know, all the platforms and all that kind of stuff would be better. But, you know, hey, anybody with any enthusiasm for kind of looking at that, that's just as brilliant.
Fantastic. So yeah, I would just really stress that is that you don't have to be an experienced leader to take part. This is all about learning, and you don't have to have a particular set of skills. Quilias and Joy and Anna would love it if you had particular skills that will make you like work really well as a team, but it doesn't matter if you haven't. So if you're interested in these topics and you want to make these particular changes happen, that's good enough. That's what we want. That's what we're really interested in. And we will support you to learn through experience. And like Joy said right at the beginning, if you've got access needs, we'll help meet those. If you've got training needs, we can provide training. So it's a great opportunity. So if you're interested in any of these change projects and you want to join Quilias or Joy or Anna as part of their change team, please do get in touch. The adverts will be going up on Camden Disability Action website very soon, and we will explain there who you need to email or who you need to phone if you want help with applying. So thank you very much for joining me today, Quilias and Joy. It's great to hear how much you're enjoying the programme.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing a few more people.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.